Welcome back, mathletes. We've got our second day of using division with mixed numbers. Our focus today, though, is going to be on real-world situations. When in the real world would we have a division kind of idea that involves mixed values? So we'll practice some of those, setting up the expression, and then once we have the expression, we will use all of the good steps that we use when we're dividing with mixed numbers, like we've been doing. Just to review, how do we divide with mixed numbers? Remember, it's really just a lot of preparation, getting the expression written and ready, and then we solve it through multiply, and then we always simplify our answer. So remember that if we have mixed numbers, and we're going to have some mixed numbers, we have to change that improper fraction. We have to change the mixed to an improper fraction. So we take your whole number, whatever it might be, multiply that by the denominator, pause and get a value there, then continue looping, adding in the additional numerator, and that's going to give you a really big numerator on top of this improper fraction, and that denominator stays the same below it. So we want to convert those mixed to improper. Then once we have our mixed as improper, we'll go back and do a second job of getting it ready and prepared by keeping our first value the same and then turning our division into a multiplication with the flip-flop reciprocal of the second fraction. So refer back to your orange handout as often as you need to. We're trying to figure out how exactly do you set up an expression to be solved if there's division with mixed numbers? How would those expressions be written so that we can solve them? Take a moment and peek on the bottom of textbook page 81, where example 4 is a real-life situation, and see exactly how they went through the situation story and wrote an expression which then was solved. We'll pause the video while you look to learn. So if you read through the situation, and then when you're trying to write an expression with the values from the situation, we're going to write our expressions with our total amount being first. And usually in a story, it would say somebody has a total amount of something. And so that value is going to be put first in our expression. Remember, that's going to be the value that we keep. Look for words like splitting or separating into groups, because that kind of gives you the signal that this is going to be a division expression. And then how are they splitting it? What sized part? What sized piece? Remember that this could be a fraction, this could be a mixed number, this could be a whole number. So it's just important to write our expression in a certain order, because 10 divided by 2 and 2 divided by 10 are not the same thing. We want to make sure we write our expression in the right order. So total first. Then we prepare our values. Any mixed become improper. And then we keep it, change it, flip it. We solve it. We kind of check that our answer makes sense. Is it reasonable? And then we would label it. So always read the question. It would say, how many servings? So your answer would be servings. It might say how many students? So your answer would be students. It would say how many cups of flour? And so then your answer would be cups of flour. Here's an example. I'll walk you through it here. You read the situation to understand what's going on. Miss Smith is doing a craft. She has a 75-inch roll of fabric. Her craft is 6 1/4-inch pieces of fabric. Sounds like maybe she's making a quilt with little quilt squares. How many pieces can be cut from her fabric roll before she runs out of fabric? So to understand the situation, I know that she is going to be splitting up fabric into small little pieces and then sewing or gluing or combining them in some way to create this craft. So my total amount of fabric is the whole number 75. That is what she has. She's going to split that roll into pieces that are 6¼ inches. So my expression is written with the total divided into parts or piece sizes. Now that I have my expression written, I can solve it. And I know that part of solving an expression like this with division and some mixed numbers is to first prepare my mixed number as an improper. So I'm going to take that piece size, 4 times 6, 24, plus 1 more is 25. Denominator of fourths stays the same. So this value is actually going to be 25/4 in its improper form. Now I'm going to keep the fabric the same. If all she has is 75 inches, then that's all she has. But I can give it a denominator of 1. I'm going to change the divide to the opposite, which is multiply. And I'm going to flip-flop the improper. So now it's kind of proper. Now I know I need to multiply. So 75 times 4 would be a 75 and a 75, and then another 75 and another 75. So each of these are 150 in value, making it 300 total. So my numerator is 300. And a 1 group of 25 is a 25. It's very improper, so now I'm going to figure out how many quarters are in 300. And I know that if I count by 25s, every 4 groups of 25 gives me a bundle of 100. Kind of like thinking money, 4 quarters is $1. So if I have 300s, then I have 3 groups of 4, which means 12. So the answer would be 12. And the question wants to know how many pieces, so my label is pieces. She can make 12 pieces, and then she'd be out of fabric. Give you one to try. Yours is on journal page 48. It is problem number 10. There's a road race. You have 60 3/4 feet available for a water station. Your tables are a certain length. We want to know how many tables can we line up along the racetrack so that we can have as many water stations available, so that as these racers are running and they're coming by, they're going to grab a little cup of water, drink it if they're thirsty, or dump it on their head if they're hot, and then kind of toss the cup at you and continue with their race, whether that's a marathon race or just a 5K race. We'll pause the video while you work to write an expression. So journal page 48, number 10, the expression would have been written as this. You have, this is the total amount that you're beginning with. This is the space we have, and we want to split the space into small tables. The tables are a little bit bigger than 6 feet each. We have to prepare this. So we're going to multiply and then add to turn each of these into their improper values. 60 times 4 is 240, plus 3 more is 243. Denominator stays the same. This value here would be 4 times 6 is 24, plus 3 more is 27/4. I'm going to reverse this, though, so that I can multiply it with the reciprocal. Now, if we look for cross factors here, a 4 and a 4 kind of cancel each other out. So we can call these both 1s because a 243 times 4 and a 4 times 27 are still going to be like a 4 over 4, and that's really like 1. Or if you multiplied all of it, would have taken a little bit of time here. 4 times 3, 4 times 4 plus 1, 4 times 2 plus 1. We would have gotten a 972 numerator. And then we need to do a 27 times 4. So we take this out, put in a new number, multiply again. 4 times 7, 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 more is 10. Now, very improper, isn't it? So let's work to simplify yours. I know that this value of a denominator is about 100. And so if I'm going to count by hundreds, I can probably get 9 groups. So 9 groups of 108 ends up being exactly 972, which is all you have to split. So there's none left. So how many tables? You can line up 9 tables of space, 9 tables to fill the space that you have if they're just side by side, all lined up in a row. How'd you do? Did you write the expression with this 60 value first and the tables second? Did you realize that we were splitting the big space into small table sizes? Did you prepare it correctly with impropers and flipping over your second? Did you multiply okay? Those were some big values. And did you simplify? 108 goes into 972. Now we're ready to practice this skill. So you and your partner are going to work on one situation together. You're going to be creating a poster that kind of walks you through all the steps here. Writing your expression first, getting those mixed as improper so that they're ready, then preparing the reciprocal and multiplying, doing the multiplication, simplifying your answer, labeling it as well, making sure your answer makes sense for the situation, and then you're going to come and turn that paper in to me. So happy practicing.